Everybody doing? Shout out to Jade Hooper, who bought me this incredible phone light deal that I can look as flawless as possible last minute like this as we jump on live together. So I'm going to give you a minute to jump on. I know I gave you a bit of a heads up, so you're ready to go. I know we posted a lot of updates today, and then there's been lots of great dialogue, lots of great questions. And you know what? I just have to say, I could not be more proud and more appreciative of this leadership team. And I feel like the more we go through together, the more proud of you I become. And just this week in our executive team meetings, we were talking about the creativity and just the make a way, find a way mentality of this company and this field and our leadership. And I'm just thankful for you. So I want to start by saying that right away. I'm just very thankful for you. Even today, watching your questions and watching the dialogue, I thought, these aren't people that are complaining. These are people that are literally looking for solutions. And that's my kind of people. So I love it. Hey, Carol Ann. Hi, Mira. How are you? Eli, so good to see you. Yeah, I've got a couple things I want to talk about. I even remember a question going, hey, if this were me, what would I do? And so I'm excited to talk about some of those things. Emily Wersing, so good to see you. Dee Brooks, here you're coming to Asheville. I love it. Laura Balzer, hello, my Floridian friend. How are you? Isn't it been a beautiful day? Brittany Landrum. I can't wait till I can be like Ambassador Diamond Brittany Landrum and Ambassador Diamond Jackie Deering. Hey, Jackie, will you share this on the Canadian VIP page too for sure, because we want to make sure that this is going to answer a lot of the questions from our call yesterday. So if you could share that for me, that'd be great. Stacy, hello. How's your keto journey going? Lachelle, I was just talking about you today. Were your ears ringing? So, you know what, I could say hi to you guys all day long because I just love you all so much. But I'm going to go ahead and get started because we've got some things we need to talk about. You got all the TFX updates today. And, you know, a lot of questions have been revolving around auto ships of people that haven't even gotten their first round and they're about to get charged for their second round. And, you know, I've heard some people say, you know, let's push them back. And I've heard some people say, let's let them cancel. I've heard people say, no, let them run. And I just want to talk to you about the direction we're going and why. And so number one, I want you to know that if you look at backorder behavior of almost any company, you know, you pay at the time you put your spot in line. You pay at the time you order. And then even though people give you a projected date of delivery, there are times where it doesn't make it and there's just simply communication sent out. And so, you know, I feel really good about the processes we're using in the midst of a ThermoFightX sellout. But I want to talk about what we can be doing, how we can be teaching our teams to equip them to have the proper conversations and to keep lines of communication open and what that looks like. Number one, we're not going to be pausing auto ships. We're not going to be pushing back auto ships. Now, we are going to be flexible if your customer is like, whoa, I don't want another order that I have to pay for without my first one. And if they don't want to change their order, we're giving them time. They can change their order. They made a commitment. You know, they might have thought their 3-month commitment was going to be all ThermoFightX, but we are giving them an opportunity to change their order. So is this going to require you to have to reach out and have conversations? 100%. That's what we get paid to do. And it's not always going to be easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it. So here's the deal. Hopefully you've got all your customers in your Connect app and you can send out quick messages. You can pick up the phone and make quick calls. I talked to Ashley Sinclair earlier, and her team's looking at the specific dates of the 27th of January through the 31st of January to see who has an auto ship going out that day, so they can just pick up the phone and say, hey, I know you're receiving the communications. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep your spot in line and keep another order of ThermoFightX? Do you want to change it up to something else? What would you like to do? How can I support you? I love that. I would actually extend that little group of people you're prioritizing right now of communicating with through the 3rd of February, because that's going to be the window, the 27th of January through the 3rd of February that are going to be outside their 4 to 6 week window. And yes, we are going to send them a gift, and yes, they'll get a 20% coupon. So remember that, okay? Now, any distributor or retail customer that's outside of that window, they will also be getting the gift. They already should have got their 20% off coupon. Now here's a talking point, and we need to use this to our advantage. You all know we chose to get caught up with our loyal customers first and get as far with our loyal customers as possible. Let me tell you why. There has to be member benefits. So the member benefits are that we prioritized you in this back order position that we were in. Does that mean we don't care about our retail customers? No, not at all. But there are perks to becoming a loyal customer. So you can save all those advantages as you're getting people on board with the membership. Obviously, we know our distributors, we want it in your hands too, because you're our best customers and we appreciate your patience, and there'll be a free gift coming in your order of ThermoFight X also. Couple things that I will be doing, I should say that I would be doing if I were following up with my loyal customers right now, is I'd be having that conversation. I want you to keep your spot in line. I don't just want you using this for 30 days. I want you on this for 90 days minimum. As a matter of fact, I would recommend that they get 2 bottles minimum in their next shipment. They can always do something different for their third order, but why not get ahead of it and make sure you have plenty of stuff in stock, and so that you can really give it a good 90-day go as it starts coming in. Those would be one of the conversations. And remember, you guys, your people got involved with you because they trust you. They do business with people they know, like, and trust. And so your recommendation is going to go a long way with them. All right. They're looking to you to give them recommendations, and you can give them a good, better, best recommendation. The best, I would recommend you stock up on a little bit of this, not just get 1, but at least 2 in your next order. Keep your spot in line. A better conversation is like, hey, I get it. We can change it out and we can get something in the interim. Or you could tell them about the original formula of ThermoFight. Would they like to use that in the interim? You could switch to that. Worst case scenario, let's go ahead and push that order out. Because at least they're not canceling. Now, again, if I told you guys the number of cancellations that have not happened up to this point, you would be so impressed knowing the hundreds of thousands of orders that have come in. Now, listen, there's about to be several thousands of auto ship orders that go through on the 25th. I want to remind you, it is our job as their distributor to make sure that they're getting this communication. Yes, communications are coming from corporate. Yes, they're going to hear about where the shipping times are at. Yes, they're going to hear about their free gifts. You've seen all that communication. But there's no greater guarantee than that communication coming from you. Okay? Now, if it were me, I would not tell my team to stop getting orders in. I would continue to tell them it's a 4 to 6 week waiting period. But get your spot in line now. So that's how I would handle it. Listen, I gotta tell you something. I was reading that Born to Win by Zig Ziglar several years ago, and this quote comes back to me over and over again. And the quote, it goes a little something like this: I've had problems without money, and I've had problems with money. And I'd rather have money with problems any day of the week. And I want you to know, I'm sure whether you're brand new with us or you're a top leader with us, you have heard people saying, oh my gosh, momentum. It's so amazing, like high class problems. But that could feel a little bit new to that person that's never experienced like a wrap shortage like we've had, or momentum like this. And so, I would my dialogue with my team would look like this. I've done this business with momentum. I've done this business without momentum. I've done this business with products on back order, and I've done this business with products sitting on the shelf and nobody wanting to order them. I would rather do it in momentum and with a waiting list every day of the week. Listen, we're always going to have problems, but we would rather have problems that the result creates more profitability, more revenue, more enthusiasm for what we have our hands on every day of the week. And we know once they start getting results with the ThermoFight X, it's another great opportunity to bring up the wrap again. You guys, we're 19 years old, but need I remind you that nobody has ever created a product that can light a candle to what we have with the wrap. Now, one thing I'll tell you, we're going to do a better job marketing it. I love the way the iPhone, every year, sometimes multiple times a year, there's a new update to it. And what do? We all go running to Apple to get our new iPhone. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but my last iPhone, I was like, what was the benefit of this iPhone again? What did they do differently? And at the end of the day, I hear what they said, but after using both, I don't know that there was that much of a difference. But because they continue to reinvent the iPhone and make, different adjustments and enhancements, we're running around like a bunch of robots, waiting in line, waiting weeks in line to get our hands on it. And so I just want to remind you to keep the reps in the conversation. We're getting in front of a whole lot of people. And you're going to see us change the party pad around a little bit. Mary Beth and I were talking, and we're going to talk about the simple swaps first. And, the fact that we have products that give you results, and then come in with this wrap that can enhance the results that you're getting, because we still have this flagship product everybody wants, nobody else has, and we're going to continue to reinvent it and enhance it to continue to keep it a cutting edge product that will really add value to everything you're doing with our business. So couple things I want to make sure that I add is there's going to be an update for EU with Hydrate. So that'll be coming on the page here a little bit later tonight. We'll give you information as soon as we have it. I want to give you a little background too, because you're business owners. And I know that some of you may think like this, other of you may not realize the gravity of some of the things that we do. But sometimes it might feel like, when are they going to give us an update? When are they going to give us some communication? And I would encourage you to trust that if we don't give you information, nothing has changed since the last time we talked to you. Now, I'm guilty of it myself. The minute I knew that next round of orders was going out, you better believe I was on the team saying, I know what we said was going to go out, but what actually went out? I want to know, and I want to go communicate to our team. And but know that we're fighting that with you every step of the way. Two things I want to remind you. Number one, keep reaching out when you have questions, concerns, frustrations. We praise in public. We reprimand in private. We praise in public, we complain in private. Doesn't mean that we're not here to help you through some challenges and frustrations. Make sure those are more happening privately, and you're doing that. So I just want to continue to encourage that right behavior. And number two, I started it this way, and I'm going to end it this way too. I could not be more proud to work alongside of you, from the messages you're sending to your BAMs, from the messages you're sending to sideline leaders, to upline leaders, downline leaders, the messages that I know myself, Mary Beth, the Parkers, our entire field manager team are getting from you. We're all in the trenches together. It's not corporate versus field. It's not customers versus distributors. We're all on a mission. We're all on a mission to change lives, including our very own and the future legacies of our families. And it really takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on all of our parts. It's not something we can do alone. It's something we got to lock arms and do together. And so I appreciate the perspective, the positivity, and just the patience as well as kindness that you're exhibiting through the process. And again, I'll just remind you, Zig Ziglar said he's had problems without money and he's had problems with money. And you'd rather have problems with money every single day. And whether you realize it or not, whether your team knows it, you're going to have problems in your business without momentum, and you're going to certainly have them with momentum, but we would rather have them with a run all day long. And we work hard to get on a run. And so when you're on a run, you just steer it. You don't stop it, because it's the hardest thing to start. It's the quickest thing to lose. So whatever you got going on in your life right now, I'd encourage you to get in that calendar of yours, and I'd remove anything that you can say no to, so you can say, yeah, that we're in. He just called to get in the gate, Pam. So can you help me out with that? We got somebody stopping by the house, and want to make sure that they're getting in the house too. I did want to talk to you about one other thing. How many of you have a ton of new distributors, and either they're struggling to get their customers, or you're not seeing the customers come in? I've got a challenge for you. First of all, the field team is going to do some new distributor training. You're going to be getting some announcements about that. We're going to offer several new distributor training. Number one, to support you in your efforts to learn what it looks like to onboard your new people. Also, we just know there's a lot, and you can do anything, but you can't do everything. So we want to support in those efforts. But, I would encourage you can run contests for people getting their customers, but I'd rather see you do a power hour where the only way they win is to get on the power hour with you and to start getting results by doing the right behaviors. And so, if you want to do some giveaways for people getting their customers, do it on a power hour where they sign a customer on the spot. Do it on a power hour where you go for 10 minutes and who can follow up with the most people. Do it on a power hour where you can add the most names to connect and send out, a simple script that you guys put together on the spot. That's how you get results right away. You don't just talk about it, you do it together. So I want to encourage you to do that as you're going through the month end here, and have a little fun with that, because, we've got 4 points of conversation conversation with our new DTs and our prospects when we're sitting across the table from them, join. I can show you to make $3,000 in 90 days. And if you don't, we'll make up the difference. That's for your new DTs, right? But the minute they get in, it's like, hey, first goal, let's get your shopping spree. That's 4 customers. That's the second step in the steps to success. And then we're going to go, hey, let's go after that guarantee. That's step 3. Get your 3 DTs, go Ruby, go Emerald. And if you don't make $3,000, we're going to make up the difference. And then the conversation is full on rank up, rank up, rank up, rank up. So those are your tools in the toolbox. And I want you to use those to your advantage. Have some fun. We've got about 8 days left of this month, and I know we're going to see some crazy promotions, and we may throw a little gas on the fire there for you, so don't be surprised if we throw something out there at you. But I would encourage you to get some power hours going throughout the rest of the month, and it's not a power hour to tell your team what to do, it's to go out there and do it together, taking massive action together. I'm really proud of you. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to catching up throughout the next week.